Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Had to get my coffee first. It's been one of those evenings. Let me adjust this camera just a bit. One of those evenings. Didn't sleep very well last night, but I found a remedy for it. Was in bed and put on some YouTube and found some Bob Ross. So after, I don't know, 15 minutes of happy little accidents, bright little skies, little cabins through the pathway walking down to the lake where man can go fishing, I was out. So thanks, Bob. But here's to coffee and morning. We'll show you a couple things today that I've been working on. One little upgrade I did, and I want to show you what I did with all the lumber I had the other day. So we'll take you around and I'll show you a couple small things and we'll kind of go from there. All right, first let me get my solar panel set up. This is my external Renogy 200 watt solar panel that I can hook up. It's got these fold out legs that work really good. Let's get a little bit of sun. The sun is still behind the bus a little bit. And here, I'll show you what I did in my first little upgrade. Is on the solar system. Everybody knows solar cables. These are MC4 cables. It's called solar cables. And this is what it looks like on the ends. Here's a positive, negative. But what goes in the bus is an SAE plug, which is one of these. So I don't know why they can't figure out and make a cable that fits. One cable fits it all, but no, you got to have cable for everything. So what happens is this plugs into here, get up here, and then like that. But what I noticed over time, and when it gets warm, this gets a little droopy and it'll hang down, and then eventually it will get warm enough it'll pull itself almost out of the plug-in. So I've got something I can put on there. It's going to help out a bunch. Let me get this camera adjusted just right. And we'll show you. All right, so I've taken this, as you can see, this is just an adapter that pulls out. And I looked on Amazon where I got this cable at, and I found this handy dandy little 90-degree plug-in. So what that does, it basically plugs into the cord here, and then this plugs into here. So what that does, it eliminates that big long draw and pull down. So now the cord is hanging straight down. It doesn't flex like it did before. I think it'll make it last longer. So, and it just looks better. It's not sticking out, 3 inches from the side of the bus. So that's the first thing I did on my upgrades. I'm gonna go around here in a minute and I'll show you what I did with some of my lumber. But it's a beautiful day, Arizona. It's gonna be in the 70s again. Chance of rain tomorrow. Light wind, solar panel. My tent will be coming down pretty soon. It's just there for looks. I want to keep it up, so when I'm gone, I can mark my space and nobody tries pulling this little bitty road over here in front of me with their campers, because it's hard to turn around. So I just keep it there to mark my space, but I'm not going anywhere, and we'll just take it down and pack it back up and stick it back under the bed. So just stay tuned, we'll be right back. And Zen has been on his walk. He's resting in the shade. And we had an issue with his dog leash. This is the leash. It's right here hanging on the bus. I keep him tied to it so he doesn't wander off. But this is a retractable dog leash called Flexi. I've had it for about 5 years. It's been great. It's been dropped, kicked, thrown, underwater, frozen, you name it, and it still works fine. But yesterday the spring inside went twink, and that is all she wrote. I took it apart, but the spring inside of that plastic housing won't connect to anything, so new one on order. But in the meantime, I've got to just drag him around with a non-retractable leash. He enjoys it. But here's what I did with that lumber that I purchased at Lowe's last week. There's what's left of it. I made a trash pile and I made a burn pile. So that's it. No, I did more to it than that, but that's almost what I got left over. I think I'll use a small piece of the 4x8 and lean it against the wall. So what I did was this. In here is I turned all my wood into this mess. Yeah, it's the mess, but it'll look better right after I do one of those YouTube. You ready? What's wrong with those things? Well, it works on YouTube all the time. Well, I'll have to work on these and see if I can make them work, because it's not working. Nothing changes. Well, we'll get back with you. And you may be thinking, OMG, it's just a pile of stuff. Yeah, it kind of is. But I've got something in the works. So stay tuned. Well, since I couldn't make my fingers do their magic, we're going to do a little bit of manual labor here. So what I need to do, these are the boards that I am using right now for my drawer fronts on the bottom of my couch, but they're just a little bit rough on the edges, and they're just a little bit too long. They butt up against each other, so I need to trim off about a saw blade's width. And don't worry, the saw is unplugged. You cut off about a saw blade's width of both ends on both boards, so I can have a little gap so they'll fit on the drawer fronts better and close. But if anybody ever used a skill saw, this is just a Black & Decker skill saw I've had for years, that if you want to cut off just a small amount and you want to cut with just by hand, you get a lot of this. So you don't get a real good straight cut. And if you want to cut just the edge of this, I want to cut off maybe 1/8 of an inch off each board. It'd be almost impossible to get a straight cut across the end of these boards. So what I've got, I've had this tool for years. It's behind me here. This is a Bora, B-O-R-A, and it's a panel rip blade. So what it is, you take a blade from anywhere up to 4 feet across, and you just pull the little locking feet out, and this slides. So you can put it on the boards like this, and then lock it down. Now what I do, if I want to take off 1/8 of an inch on the end, which is about the saw blade, I know that this point here, from this point here to this saw blade, is about 4.5 inches. So what I can do is measure on this 4.5 inches and add another 1/8 of an inch for the saw blades I want to take off. So what that means is you put this panel piece on, and if I want 1/8 of an inch, I'm going to mark it out at 4 5/8. Since 4.5 is the saw blade and 5/8 is the width blade, so I want to take off 1/8 of an inch. So there you go. Then all you do is basically just get it lined up. It does move around easy, so you got to be careful with it. Measure several times because this will move around. All right, and then lock it down, and that holds it in place. This piece here will hold in place. Then you can take your saw and put it on there and rip off that last piece. Now I'm going to mute the mic because you don't want to hear a saw blade going crazy. So here we go. All right, got that cut. Get back to the other side. Forgot to tell you, wear hearing protection too. I waited too late in life to start wearing hearing protection, so I've lost a lot of my hearing. So, word of PSA, wear a lot of hearing protection when you're younger. Saws, gunshots, lawnmowers, all the stuff. It affects your ears after a while. So anyway, we cut this piece off. Get it, show you here. This is how much I took off. So not very much, but that's enough off of each end that'll make a difference on the drawer slide. If you try to do that without a straight cut or blade like this, it would just be all over the place. So it never would cut very well. So let me cut some more. Then I'll do some sanding and we'll show you what it's going to look like. Okay, I've got my things ready to sand it down and ready to paint. So we'll put some paint on these things and see how it goes. Got my boards over there, and I'll paint those black. These can be painted the bus green. So we'll put them on, dry them all up, and then assemble them and show you what I've started doing today. Zen's still resting in the shade. Got my pieces painted. First coat anyway, on the green. And the piece over here. And I decided to stain these two pieces instead of painting them black. The only reason I did the stain on those instead of leaving them raw because they're on the back side. But they'll be on the back side of where the windows are. So you'll have, if I left them raw, you'd have a big, right through here, when the shades are open, curtains are open, you have a big piece of wood looking, at least with it stained or black, it kind of blends in. You don't see this giant piece of wood sticking up there. So that's the only reason why I did that. So we're going to take the dog for a walk and let the paint dry, let the stain dry, and we'll come back and see if we can put it all together and show you guys what it is. Well, let's try that again. Let's try this again, see what happens. We've got these fingers working or not. It's getting there. And there they go. The fingers worked. Look at that. Here's what I've been working on. I'm going to set you down here and kind of go through. This is my couch area. I don't have enough room in this bus here to go through everything. So we're going to set you down here and adjust around. But this is the couch area. Let me get the camera tilted down. There we go. And it's going to have a fold out part, and it's going to have a drawers. Underneath here, I've got two drawers already with the big totes in them with my trash. And over here's another one. Same way. And back here, I'm going to make this is going to be my bed. So I'm going to put legs on it that will come down, and it's going to fold down here with the legs on it with a mattress that I'll have put on here and make a bed out of it. So that's that part. And there's two of them, so they'll actually be double-sided. So it's going to be about a full-size bed. So let me show you back here what I've done on this part. This is my dinette. I've been working on last couple of days. Let me show you what it's doing here. As you can tell, I'll go to the other side to give you an idea. So what I've done is, I don't have a table in yet. I'll be putting a table in pretty soon. But what I've done is this. I've got a 4-person dinette. This one folds out. This one folds over. So there it is. Get out of your way. So what it will be that will be cushions on the back, and I'll just be able to move cushions from the bottom and the back to the other side and have cushions on it. So those are drawers underneath with 500-pound hinges on them. So they're, slides. So I'm thinking you might be able to pull them out without even having to get up off the seat. So in other words, just to put it back, we're going to do this way. That folds there, that folds there. Unlatch and locks in place. And that is it. That's my dining area. So I'll be putting, like I said, I'll be putting a table in on the wall. I got the hanger ordered to be here next week. And then I'll get some cushions ordered once I get the right size and color. And then we're going, I put flooring on the wall. I have extra flooring from the bus, so I just went ahead and ran up the wall with it. So I guess it'd be okay. It's not going anywhere. So it's about time for dinner. Won't mind my mess back there. Everything got pushed around. See what's on the dinner table tonight. We've got us a pork chop, cooked on the grill last night, and some potatoes and some corn, some carrots. So thanks everybody for watching. Get another angle back here of what everything looks like. This is the backward side of it. That cushion, or that dinette, also will do the same thing. Slides out and with the locking slides and open up for a 4-person dining area if I had 4 people to attend. But when I get my table in, I'll show you some more. But that's it. And I've got a mattress from my couch. I've just got to take it out and let it air up or gain its full size, and then I'll be able to cut it down and put it on there and use it for a sofa. So that's it. Thanks everybody for watching. The puppet's outside. There he is. He's ready for his pork chop bones. And so the weather today has been pretty nice. This is Wednesday. A lot of clouds in the sky. Breezy, about 70, 72 degrees. No rain though. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Have a good one, and we'll be seeing you on down the road.